Hello and hi. So, when will women ever catch a break? I just said let me vent on that because this is something that is, something we don't really talk about. And it comes from our culture, although a lot of people would like to blame religion for it. Because, of course, it has now become like a religious practice where a woman is supposed to submit to authority, that of her parents, that of the elders in her community, that of her religious leaders, and then, last but not the least, her husband. Now, um, yesterday I was just thinking about how women take care of themselves last, right? And I'll give you an example. I could have woken up today and styled my hair. All I just did was at least, the very least, spray my hair with a an infusion of herbs, that would nourish my hair at least, right? And you know, wash my face, apply cream, you know, apply a gloss on my lip, which is this is what you see here is shea butter. I'm going as natural as possible. Thanks a lot. Apply face cream and just to make sure that my entire visage does not suffer because I have to um make sure the electricity is on. I want to make sure that the food in the kitchen doesn't get spoiled. So I have to warm them. I have to make sure that I clean the dishes. I have to make sure that I, um, wash my clothes, right? And do the basics generally, which by the time I do like one or two of those, I'm like, wow, do I need a break or something? And then we are required that all that is what is defined as being a woman, your ability to do house chores, right? Your ability to, oh, I just washed. I mean, no man will come to his among his peers and start talking about, oh, I just washed and cooked right now. But as a woman or as a female, as the case may be, if you say you just washed and cooked, even if your peers do not verbally hail you, in their mind, well, at least the ones that aren't haters, in their mind, they feel, she's done something womanly. Now, it wouldn't be a problem, naturally, because we benefit from these things, right? A cleaner environment, laundered clothes, cooked food. Fantastic. My issue is that, there are places women are not supposed to go to. And I think some of you may have seen, a video or two, especially if you're on TikTok and you are active in the what is it called now? This um conservative Christian expectation of women, and you're also in the black community, where issues about female women's security is being discussed. You see a lot of crazy commentaries. I mean, there was this video of a lady who was saying that if you want protection, it requires a level of control. And I'm like, I understood what she was saying, but it was, as far as I'm concerned, it was counterproductive and it was wrong. because she's like, that means that if my brothers tell me not to go somewhere, not to do these things. On the normal day, I'm not a club girl or a drinking an alcohol person. Like, I'm already hyper, as the case may be. When it comes to being hyper about how I feel, I don't need a drink. I'm naturally hyper when I want to. You understand? And sometimes it takes me practically controlling myself to not say what I really want to say, or to not raise my voice, or to not, to not be very expressive about how I feel. So I don't need alcohol to be vocal and be bold, as the case may be. Right? And I don't need that to be high either. You get, so whatever reason they drink that bitter stuff, I don't know. I don't need it, right? So, but for those who do, they're like, well, you see, you don't go to such places, don't go to, don't drink, don't, which good advice, right? Except, women who don't go to these places and don't drink, they will tell you that they face the same things where they are at. So, what is it again this time? Like, there is harassment, there's sexual harassment even in the body of Christ, right? Um, and of course, you find a lot of people who would cap not capitalize on that. They would pick that as what is wrong with Christianity rather than what is wrong with society. And I'm like, where do you we all come from this society and we chose a faith. Do you understand? Some of us decide that we are going to be our faith, while some decide to use the faith to misbehave. I understand that I probably should be held responsible for that, because it's someone who calls himself a Christian that does something bad. And I would say, if a person who calls himself a Christian does something bad, have him reported, have him arrested. If it's a crime, have him arrested. If it is not a criminal offense, but it is an offense even at that, boycott the person. Boycott the person. Don't keep quiet about it, then come up later and start talking about how Christians are this and that. I have issues with that. What do you think, that they exempt us, the rest of us, just to come for you that is a non-Christian? The interesting thing is that some of those who go through this kind of abuses, they were Christians, and then when it happened, they left the church. And excuse me, I can't blame them. Truly, I cannot, because it takes you knowing God at a certain level, to know that this is a man doing something. This is the work of man, not the work of God. When a Christian is being harmed, and then you have people say things like forgive and forget, like the way they dwell on that forgive and forget thing. And I'm like, why do we preach more about forgiveness? And, well, not all of us. I don't want to generalize, because in my church we talk about everything, all the nuances and the protocols that we need to follow as Christians are all being discussed, right? So there's no place that isn't, there's no, how will I put it now, there's no, oh, we don't go there kind of conversation. No, we go everywhere when it comes to whatever it is that deals with normal everyday activity and unusual activities that come up every now and again. But we talk about the values in Christendom that will enable us to be better in our thoughts and in our deeds and all. But it would appear that I digressed. Now you have that a situation where women are told where not to go. And I have no problem with that. I have no problem with authority, or being modest, or being modest is not the word I was looking for. I'd have no problem with, not always having to go to places you always want to go to. You understand? But the issue is that why is it that it is women that are required not to go to these places? You want to go to a place, no, you can't go there. It's not safe for you. That place, no, you can't go there. It's not safe for you. We're not, nah, I'm not talking about clubs. Understand? We have left that one. We're not talking about clubs now. You understand? Vigil, no, it's not that safe. People who even allow their daughters to go for vigil, their heart is almost here because they're like, if anything happens, their daughter is going to probably be the one that will suffer. Either on her way there or on her way coming back, or worse, where she's going. And some people now sit there down and think that it is a woman's responsibility to protect herself. No, it's not her responsibility to protect herself. And you don't get to control me. Like, you don't get to control me. If it is my responsibility to take care of myself, then you don't get to tell me, I can't go somewhere, I can't go. No, you don't get to do that. Oh, so that I can better protect you, you can't go to such places. No, so that you can better protect me, make sure that those activities don't even happen in the first place. But of course, we'll rather do individual protection rather than a communal protection. When we are doing the communal protection, when it was still a community, you have a situation where, people will say things like, we don't want what is called clubs now. We don't want brothels and we don't want saloons. Not salon. There is a difference between a saloon and a salon. Saloon is like the old name for club. So there are some communities that they didn't allow it. If children cannot go there, then it should not be established. Anything that is not family friendly. And a saloon isn't, because if they go there, they drink. And then when they become drunk, somebody will just get out of control and they start a fist fight or a knife fight or a weapon fight. And somebody who just said, oh, let me just go there and chill with my friends, will probably get a stray bullet or something. He's not drunk or anything like that. He was just there. Somebody took more than. And that's the thing. Every time you cannot tell people what to do, the danger gets closer and closer to you. By the time you now start protesting, they are wondering why you are protesting. It's the same thing with LGBT. When they started, it was like they don't want us to love who we want us to love. Why should anybody be killed or punished for who they love? And they sold that zobo, as we call it in Nigeria. Is a flour drink, a drink made from flour. And they sold us that zobo. Well, in the Western world anyway. And as it happens that in Africa, we have this bad habit of following trends. Whatever is trending in the West or Europe, we are on it because we feel that is civilization. And so if we don't jump on it, we feel that we're not civilized enough. That's another topic for another day. But back to what I was saying. So you have people who would, go there and just, so they were like, sorry, what am I even saying? So they sold that sub story. It's a sub story now because they sold that sub story. Oh, they don't want them to love who they want, and so on and so forth. And now they've gotten to that point where what Christianity has been banned from doing is what the LGBTs are permitted to do: indoctrination, teaching children, about religion in schools was removed. But now it's replaced with LGBT. Now we're not talking religion and morals. We're not talking sex. Yeah, like that is now the new education. Various ways people have sex. And they're teaching children that. And they're calling it sex ed. And they're calling it, because there's no way you can teach LGBT, like oh, they love each other. Oh, okay. They love each other. Nobody is going to tell me that same-sex people loving each other does not involve sex. So when they say it's love, I kind of wonder, like, is it love or is it lust? I mean, but keep the children out of it? No. So it now becomes the issue of giving an inch to somebody and then they take more than a mile from you. It's crazy out there. The Lord help us in Jesus' name.